Hello guys, welcome again. I am Mohammad Shahbaz Alam, Assistant Professor in ABES Engineering College, Ghaziabad. Now I am going to discuss the 6th lecture of Electronics Engineering KOE 038 or KOE 048. In the previous lecture, that is lecture number 5, I have discussed the working of various types of rectifier circuit, half wave rectifier, full wave rectifier. Now, I am going to discuss the rectifier parameters. What is rectifier parameters? There are various types of rectifier parameters. Average and DC output voltage, average and RMS load oblique output current, and ripple factor, efficiency, peak inverse voltage, that is PIV. Now, I am going to discuss one by one. Now, this is the mathematical portion, then we need to calculate various parameters. We need to integrate and we need to take the limits of initial and final, then we will get the RMS or average value of load current and load voltage. Now, the first parameter is output average or DC voltage for half wave rectifier. For half wave rectifier, average or DC output voltage, average voltage or DC voltage, both term are same. Now, to get this value, first of all we should know the waveform of the half wave rectifier. So, this is the waveform of the half wave rectifier and the periodicity of half wave rectifier is 2 pi. If we define the output voltage of half wave rectifier, then we can mathematically define like this: V output is equal to Vm sin omega t for omega t is greater than equal to 0 and less than equal to pi. This means for positive half cycle V output is equal to Vm sin omega t, and for negative half cycle, that is pi to 2 pi, it becomes 0. Here it becomes 0 like this, here the output voltage is 0. Okay guys. Now, what is the average value? Suppose there are 3 students, one student has 0 marks, another student has 90 marks and third student has also 80 marks. Then what is the average? Then average is equal to 0 plus 90 plus 80 divided by 3. Therefore, here for 0 to pi the output voltage is Vm sin omega t and 0 to 2 pi the output voltage is 0. Then we need to divide by 2 pi because periodicity is 2 pi, and for 0 to pi the output voltage is Vm sin omega t d omega t, and for pi to 2 pi signal is 0, that is why we take this 0 and only the limit is from 0 to pi. Now, what is the integration of sin omega t? Sin omega t integration is minus cos omega t and Vm by 2 pi minus cos omega t and 0 to pi. If we take these two limits, then minus cos omega t become 2 and output voltage or DC voltage is equal to Vm upon 2 pi into 2, and this is equal to Vm upon pi, that is 0.318 Vm. This means output or DC voltage is the 0.318 times of peak value of the output voltage. How much times? 0.318 times of the peak value of the output voltage. So, this is the average or DC output voltage of the half wave rectifier. Now, RMS output voltage, it is the RMS. Now, for RMS voltage we take the limit 0 to pi and divide by 2 pi Vm square sin square omega t d omega t. Now, the limit is taken from 0 to pi. Now, sin square omega t, why we squared it? Because if we have to calculate the RMS value of the obtained marks of 3 students, for example 0, 90 and 80, then how we will calculate the RMS value? The RMS value, first of all we need to calculate the average of the squares, then after that we need to take square root. that is 0 square plus 90 square plus 80 square divided by 3, and finally, we need to take square root. In the same way, just we have take the square of the output signal Vm square sin square omega t and integrate with respect to d omega t 0 to pi and 1 by 2 pi for average of square, and this is the square root. Now, sin square omega t is become 1 minus cos 2 omega t by 2 and d omega t, and integration is from 0 to pi. Then this term cos 2 omega t, integration of this term will become 0. Why this will become 0? Because cos omega t, integration of cos 2 omega t is the sin 2 omega t upon 2, and sin pi is also 0 and sin 0 is also 0, sin 2 pi is also 0 and sin pi is also 0. So, this term will become vanish. So, just we need to integrate d omega t, then integration of d omega t is omega t, and taking the limit 0 to pi, it becomes Vm upon pi. Finally, the RMS voltage of the half wave rectifier is Vm upon pi, that is 0.5 Vm, that is the 50% of the peak value of the output voltage. Now, average or DC load current of half wave rectifier. The DC load current, to get the value of DC load current, then we need to find the peak value, peak current of the load. Then peak current is defined as the Vm upon RL plus Rf. This is the maximum current, where RL is the load resistance and Rf is the forward resistance of the diode if diode is practical, and if diode is ideal, then Rf become 0. This means average, similarly average or DC current is equal to Im upon pi, similarly like the DC voltage. What is DC voltage? Vdc is equal to Vm upon pi. So, that similarly IDC is equal to Im upon pi, that is it is equal to 0.318 Im, where Im is the Vm upon RL plus Rf, and Im is equal to Vm upon RL if Rf is 0 for ideal diode. Now, this is the RMS load current. What is RMS load current? RMS load current is the Im by 2, this is equal to 0. Im. This is the similar way as we calculate the RMS voltage. Now, average or DC output voltage, average output voltage of full wave rectifier. This is the output waveform for the full wave rectifier, either it is bridge type or either it is center tap type full wave rectifier. The periodicity of this output is the pi, t is equal to pi. So, we should integrate Vm sin omega t with respect to d omega t and taking the limit from 0 to pi and divide it by pi, because pi is the periodicity, and this will become 2 Vm upon pi, that is this is equal to 0.636 Vm. Now, integration of sin omega t is the minus cos omega t, and when we will take 0 and pi limit, then this will become 2 and 2 will cancel, and this will become 2 Vm upon pi and 0.63 Vm. You can easily calculate this. Now, average and DC value of the Now, this is the RMS output voltage. What is RMS output voltage? RMS output voltage is Vm square sin square omega t d omega t by taking the limit 0 to pi and 1 upon pi. Then this will become Vm square upon pi 1 minus cos 2 omega t by 2 and d omega t, and this will become Vm upon root 2, that is this is the 0.707 Vm. This means the output Vrms is equal to Vm upon root 2 simply, that is 70.7% of the peak value. This is the RMS voltage of full wave rectifier. Now, average or DC load current for full wave rectifier. For bridge type full wave rectifier, IDC or I average is equal to 2 Im upon pi, that is 0.636 Im, where Im is the Vm upon RL plus 2 Rf for bridge type. Why 2 Rf here? Because there are 2 diodes, one diode has forward resistance RF, then two diode will offer 2 RF resistance in the circuit, and for ideally RF is equal to 0, then this will become Vm upon RL, that is same, that is 0.636 Im. For center tap type full wave rectifier, IDC is equal to 2 Im upon pi, and Im is the Vm upon RL plus RF, where RF is the forward resistance of the diode. In center tap type, at a time one diode gets conduct, and in bridge type rectifier at a time there are 2 diodes gets conduct, that is why here this is 2 RF and here this is 1 RF. Ideally both the value will be same, because ideally RF equal to 0, then Im equal to Vm upon RL, and here Im equal to Vm upon RL also. So, this is the average or DC load current for the full wave rectifier. Now, RMS load current. RMS load current similarly, IRMS is equal to Im upon root 2, that is 0.707 Im, and similarly Im is equal to Vm upon RL plus 2 RF, and here IRMS is equal to Im by root 2 and Im equal to Vm upon RL plus 2 RF. Ideally RF equal to 0 here, and here also RL is equal to 0. So, this is all about the DC and RMS current and output voltage for various rectifiers. Now, ripple factor. What is ripple factor? This is an important parameter of any rectifier. Ripple factor is the parameter by which we measure the performance of rectifier. Ripple factor simply indicates the presence of AC component at the output voltage. If ripple factor is more, then it is the poor rectifier. If ripple factor is less, then it is the better rectifier. Simply ripple factor is defined as the ratio of RMS value of the AC component to the DC component. Output voltage में जो AC component और DC component होता है, तो AC component upon DC component को ही ripple factor कहते हैं. Let VDC and VAC are the DC and AC components of output voltage of any rectifier. Then resultant output voltage is equal to Vrms square is equal to Vdc square plus Vac square mathematically. Now, we need to divide both sides by Vdc, then we get Vrms upon Vdc whole square is equal to 1 plus Vac upon Vdc whole square. Then Vrms upon Vdc, this is ripple factor square, and ripple factor square is equal to Vrms upon Vdc whole square minus 1, because this is the ripple factor. And now, ripple factor is represented by gamma, and gamma is equal to Vrms upon Vdc whole square minus 1, and this ratio is also known as form factor. This ratio in electrical engineering, this is known as form factor. If we want to calculate the ripple of half wave rectifier, then this will become 1.21, because IRMS is equal to Im by 2 and IDC is equal to Im by pi whole square minus 1, and this become 1.21. And if we want to calculate the RMS of the full wave rectifier, then by taking the RMS and DC value, here I have taken voltage here, and you can also take here voltage or current here also. By using the current or by using the voltage, we can easily find the values of this. Though RMS upon Vdc is equal to Vrms upon Vdc whole square minus 1, this will become 0.48. This means 48% ripple factor are there, and here 121% ripple factor are here. This means the performance of half wave rectifier is very poor and performance of full wave rectifier is better. So that always we use full wave rectifier for rectification purpose. We do not use half wave rectifier because there is a 121% ripple factor. Now, another parameter is the efficiency. What is efficiency? Efficiency of rectifier is defined as the ratio of output DC voltage to the input AC voltage, because the objective of rectifier is to get the DC voltage. That is why the output DC power to the input AC power. So, rectifier is defined as the ratio of output DC to the input AC power. It is denoted by eta. Efficiency is equal to output DC power upon input AC power. Here now eta is equal to PDC upon PAC. PDC is equal to IDC square RL is equal to IM square RL upon pi square. And PAC for half wave rectifier I have taken, for half wave rectifier I have taken PDC is equal to IM upon pi whole square into RL, and PAC is equal to IRMS square into RL plus RF. This is the total path resistance. Ideally RF is equal to 0. Now for practical case IM square by 4 RL into RF, then efficiency become, then the efficiency become IDC PDC upon PAC is equal to IM square RL upon pi square into 4 upon IM square RL plus RF. This is equal to 4 upon pi square into RL upon RL plus RF. This is the practically. This means for maximum efficiency RF should be 0, and where RF will be 0? For ideal diodes. If RF is 0 for ideally, then this RL will gets cancelled and efficiency is equal to 4 upon pi square. Or what is the percentage efficiency? The percentage efficiency is 40.5%, because 4 upon pi square is 0.405. This means for half wave rectifier we have only 40.5% efficiency. On the other hand, what will be the efficiency for full wave rectifier? For bridge type full wave rectifier, PDC is equal to IDC square RL, this is 4 IM upon pi ka whole square into RL, and PAC is equal to IRMS square into RL plus 2 RF, because for bridge type full wave rectifier there are 2 diodes, so we have taken 2 forward resistances here, and this will become IM square by 2 RL upon RL plus 2 RF, and finally we get the value of efficiency is 8 upon pi square into RL upon RL plus 2 RF. Ideally this become 0, because for ideal diode RF equal to 0, and the maximum efficiency will be 8 upon pi square. 8 upon pi square means 0.81, this is equal to 81%. For full wave rectifier it is 81%. Similarly, we can find for the center tap rectifier it is also 81%. By neglecting the transformer loss, assuming the center tap transformer is ideally, then only it is possible that maximum efficiency is 81%. If transformer has some efficiency, like suppose center tap transformer has efficiency 90%, then it will change, it will become around 75% efficiency. It is, if center tap transformer is ideal, then only it is possible that maximum efficiency for center tap full wave rectifier is 81%. Now, the next parameter, that is peak inverse voltage. Peak inverse voltage PIV is the very important parameter of any rectifier. Now, PIV, peak inverse voltage, some people call it peak reverse voltage, The significance of peak reverse voltage or peak inverse voltage of any circuit is that whenever we want to design or construct a circuit using diode, we need to know that how much peak inverse voltage will be offered in this circuit, so that we will take the diode, we will use the diode having breakdown voltage greater than the PIV, so that the diode never gets breakdown and the circuit will work safely and properly. So that the significance of the PIV is to design any circuit using diode. Now, PIV is defined as the maximum reverse voltage across the diode in any circuit is called peak inverse voltage or peak reverse voltage. For half wave rectifier it is Vm, for center tap full wave rectifier it is 2 Vm, and for bridge type rectifier it is Vm. Now, I am going to calculate one by one. Now, for half wave rectifier, since for negative half cycle the diode is in reverse bias, then we will calculate the PIV. This means this is minus, this is plus. And now what is the maximum reverse voltage across these 2 points? Just need not to worry, just by using the KVL we can find the maximum reverse voltage across this point. Now apply KVL in the anti-clockwise direction. This means if we move from this point to this point, this voltage is Vm and this voltage is 0 because the low current is 0. So, this is 0 and this means P minus PIV. Minus PIV plus Vm is equal to 0, this means PIV is equal to Vm. So, this is the Vm by applying just KVL. You can apply KVL in clockwise direction also, the PIV will become Vm, that is Vm is the peak value of the input voltage. Now, center tap rectifier. Now, for negative half cycle the D1 is in reverse bias and D2 will gets conduct and it conduct the current flowing through the load is from right to left, and here the maximum voltage across the load is Vm. Now, applying KVL from this part, from here to here we are increasing, we are going to increasing of potential, that is this is PIV and this is minus Vm and this is minus Vm, this is equal to 0. This means PIV minus Vm this is equal to 0. Ideally this means PIV is equal to twice of Vm, twice of Vm. This means in center tap rectifier the PIV is twice of the peak value of the input voltage ideally, and it is practically 2 Vm minus 0.7, 2 Vm minus 0.7. Why 2 Vm minus 0.7? Because here the practically the output voltage is Vm minus 0.7. This means here 2 Vm minus 0.7 practically. Now, for bridge type full wave rectifier, for positive half cycle these 2 diodes are in reverse bias and these 2 diodes are in forward bias. Either we can calculate PIV here or we can calculate PIV here. I am going to calculate PIV in this diode only. Now, for negative half cycle these 2 diodes are in reverse bias. Now, apply KVL from here to here in clockwise direction. Minus Vm, here ideally 0, here plus Vm, here ideally 0. This means PIV is equal to Vm minus 0.7. PIV is equal to Vm ideally Vm and PIV is equal to Vm minus 0.7 practically. This means here PIV for bridge type full wave rectifier is Vm ideally and PIV is equal to Vm minus 0.7 practically. This is ideally and this is practically. Okay guys, whenever you ask calculate the PIV, need not to worry, just apply KVL in any closed loop across the reverse voltage diode, we will get the PIV easily. So, what is the conclusion of the PIV? That half wave rectifier and center tap full wave bridge type full wave rectifier has PIV Vm and center tap full wave rectifier has PIV 2 Vm. Okay guys, now this was my few numericals. You can easily solve these 2 numericals. Just this is an assignment for you guys. If you will face any difficulties, then ask me easily, I will try to solve it. This is the 2 numericals, very important numerical. The solution of this numerical was this. This means here the output voltage become 1/3 of the input voltage, and another numerical is this, and in this numerical the output voltage will gets 50% of the input voltage here. Now, these 2 numerical is very important in any examination. These 2 numerical will be asked. Okay guys, see you again.